On July 1st, 2018, anti-colonial activists took to the streets to protest the Kingston, Canada Day Parade.
Hey guys, people are all staying in the intersections, but don't police at them now because they're hit by cars. You guys are said to let's get off the road, guys. You guys have had such a piece, okay? We appreciate you coming out today. Thank you very much. Go home.
Protesters didn't need to just compete with the police. They were taunted by those passing by as well.
Let them get a light. They're allowed to protest. Get a light.
Lambert of Kingston, murdered.
Don't tell me that I'm on your side, but you can connect with me until you take off your
Can
sunglasses
you keep moving,
and let me
please?
see your eyes.
Can you keep moving, please?
Today the women.
Why do they never show you their eyes when they talk to you? Police officers are always wearing their
Move along, girly. Move along now. Move along. Move along.
Girly!
Move along.
Woman of the Six Nations, to you there, girly, question your nationalism. Ma'am, you may call me.
One of the activists tries to speak to the crowd, but it doesn't take long before the police move her along as well.
Some of you will. My name is Evelina. I am a non-Indigenous person of color who is on this land as part of the settler colonial project as an immigrant. And I am standing with my Indigenous friends, my Indigenous allies and colleagues, because this is wrong. What Canada has done and continues to do is wrong. I don't think that most of you are here because you're racist. I know that most of you are here because it's fun, because you want to be around your friends and family, because it's a day off. And I understand that. I used to feel the same way. But the fact is that there is no way to celebrate genocide that is just, that is fair. Canada is built on the genocide of Indigenous people, on the enslavement of Black people, on the exploited labor of Chinese migrants. It continues to exploit people. It continues to kill. Today, more Indigenous youth are in the foster care system taken from their families than at the height of the residential schools or the 60s scoop. Today, over 50% of youth in foster care are Indigenous, even though they make up less than 8% of the young population. Today, over 50% of youth incarcerated in Canada are Indigenous, even though
It's at this point that the police decide to start moving the group along, but they get a little too physical in the process.
and historical genocide that has occurred against them.
Then keep speaking while we walk. Let's go. Keep speaking while we walk. Yeah.
I don't want to even be here. I don't want to be the enemy. I don't want to be fighting. But the reality is that if we don't stand against this, we stand for it.
Let's go, guys. Come on.
And I ask that all of you consider this. I ask that all of you consider why this is important and why this is necessary. Because there are lives on the line, and this genocide is ongoing.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Move, let's go. Come on, folks.
Get out of the way.
Let's get off the road, guys.
Get out of the way.
Move, let's go. Come on, guys.
Let's go! Keep it moving! Keep it moving! Let's go!
Then go, because your friend's holding her and you're not leaving. I'm not doing anything. I'm just asking you to go.
You're doing something. You're pushing.
I'm just asking you guys to get out of the way. That's it. So they can have their parade. Okay? Go.
Move along. Come on.
Then just move over there. Then go over there and have your say over here. Have your say over here.
Don't let them arrest you where we can't see you.
Come on, let's go.
Have your say over here, not in front of somebody else, okay? I understand what you say. I have compassion and understand what you're saying, but have it over here in a better place, not in front of somebody else's parade. You guys have your own parade, and when you guys have your own parade, make sure no one walks in, okay? Have your own parade, have your own support, but don't do it in front of everybody else. Then just leave. If you don't want our support, you don't want us around, then leave.
Move along, please. What's coming through? Move along, please.
Susan, just go peacefully.
You want your say it over here, please. You want your say it over here.
Let's go.
Please shove in women.
Let's go. Well, then why don't you guys move?
Because you're hurting
You
her.
want your say it over here.
Move back.
You want your say it over here. Start your speech over here. Where people, if they want to listen, they can listen.
Get out of here. Let's go. I'm going to move them over.
Have your speech right here. Have your speech right here. Have your speech right here so people can listen to you here. Not in front of somebody else's parade.
I'm going to come back.
Have your speech. Have your speech here. Start talking. All these people over here want to hear what you have to say.
Why you should read up on Catherine the Great and her horses.
You want to say something, say it right here.
That's perfectly fine. I don't think
The parade didn't make it past you.
Are there not people here? Hand over, please. So,
Okay? You can stand on a public place over here. You're standing in front of it. Who you guys want support? You guys are standing arrested. Why can't we protest here?
Look, it is important to note at this point that when this lady is being arrested, that the crowd is cheering on the police for arresting her, even though she's clearly in distress.
Hey, let go of her now. Let go of her. You want to go to jail too? You're going to jail too. Come on, you're going to jail too.
I just fell on a step.
Yeah, you are.
What are you doing?
What are you arresting her?
Because you're obstructing an arrest. You're obstructing an arrest.
What are you arresting her for? You're hurting her.
What's the charge?
At this point, the officer on the horse attempts to block my view of the arrest. I have to move around to the other side.
Making this arrest.
I'm worried about her arm. She has arthritis. She has
Put your other arm out.
back up. What is she being arrested?
Put your arm out. Thank you very much.
What is she being arrested? I can't tell you because I'm not back up.
Okay, it's good.
I'm also allergic to steel. I'm allergic to steel.
Back up.
This is not a game.
You're going to hurt her. Back up. You're going to potentially kill her. You want to be kicked? Back
Are you guys wearing latex?
no, it's not. It's for your safety.
Well, then why would you fucking
That's why I'm telling you. Back up.
Go of her. She didn't do anything.
Did you guys see the girl at Queens that got kicked in the face?
Make her break out.
Maybe just one more. Who's 113?
107. I'll put you on the call.
So right now you're under arrest for breach of the peace, okay? It's just an arrest. You'll be out later on, okay? But behave yourself. You understand that? You were given tons and tons of warnings. I'm going to give you lots of opportunities. I'm not. This is my day off, and I'm here because you guys are protesting next door.
Okay, so you're under arrest for obstructing the arrest. and also breach of the peace, okay? So you don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so at this point. If you want, you could contact the lawyer there once you get to the police station, and anything you say from this point on could be used as evidence, okay?
Okay, then why don't you guys go? Why don't you guys go? It's not, it's a birthday. So if you guys have that much of a problem, why don't you go to City Hall, apply for a permit, and have your own parade?
Because we don't need a permit. It's Turtle Island.
It wasn't all bad, however. Some people were genuinely interested in understanding what was going on and came to ask some questions.
Okay, so Tina was an Indigenous girl who was found dumped in the river in Winnipeg, tied in a duvet, and the person that they had on trial for it was found not guilty. And Kingston and John are people that were murdered and also found not guilty. Or sorry, the murderer was found not guilty.
And they are by a white jury.
Yeah, by a
white jury.
So they're Indians that were found, Indians that were murdered by Canadians that were found innocent by white juries.
That's correct.
Got it. I didn't understand, that's why I figured I'd ask. I'm not from the country, so. Thank you. Have a nice Canada Day, maybe not.
No, it's a celebration of genocide.
Why is it a celebration of genocide?
Because our people have been...
Are you Indian?
I am.
Okay. You're Native American, I mean, or... I don't know what you go by.
I'm Algonquin.
Okay, Algonquin.
Yes. Our people have been pushed off their land unfairly.
Since Europeans came here.
Since Europeans came here. Even today, though, 70% of our children in Kingston are taken by Children's Aid and placed in non-Aboriginal homes. That's genocide, according to Article 2B, I think, of the Convention Against Genocide, the UN Convention. So, I mean, it's an ongoing process today.
I didn't know you guys had that much trouble up here.
We do.
I thought it was just us. And
Where are you from?
The United States.
Yeah, same deal.
We have trouble there too.
Same deal.
We do.
Same deal.
Good luck.
Thank you.
At this point, an officer tries to delegitimize the protesters by claiming that they're not in line with other movements and groups that might be against colonialism.
Is Black Lives Matter doing anything in the Canada Day Parade today?
No, because again,
I really don't see why they would.
Canada.
So anybody that also doesn't support Canada, why wouldn't they try and interfere with the Canada Day Parade?
They probably did. Like, I don't know. I'm not in Toronto. I'm
you
here.
don't live in Toronto.
We're not in Toronto. We're here.
Why don't you watch it?
Because we're here right now.
Why don't you see how they make out today?
Why was that like? Why? I don't know why you're bringing that up. It doesn't really make sense. Like,
because what I'm trying to tell you is you can protest another way. You don't have to block somebody else's parade to protest it. You want to get support. The best way to get support is to not stop this parade from going on. You want support? You guys can have when this is over.
That only is like when it's convenient. I don't want support that only comes people.
It's not when it's convenient. You do what you want to do.
I don't want people who only support me if I am doing this in a convenient way that is not in their.
If we look at the history of human rights, all human rights, even like the weekend, like the work.
That's called history.
No.
Why don't you bring it to today?
History is ongoing.
It's ongoing.
History is ongoing.
That's right. It's starting. So why don't you guys, if you want people to notice you want people to join your crusade, why don't you stand over there? When this is over, these people will come and talk to you, and maybe you can get some more supporters out.
Because that's what happened at
blocking the Canada Day Parade is not going to get you supporters. But you didn't do it in a proper manner. These people now These people now are upset at you for how you conducted yourself. Do you think that gets you support, or do you think that makes people that not like you not want to support you?
I don't really care.
See what I'm saying?
No, I don't really care if someone who would only
There
support
you
us
go. There you go. No, because you just contradicted yourself.
No, I did not contradict myself.
If you want support from thousands of people, then do your support after they after the Canada Day
finish my sentence?
No, because I don't want to hear you anymore. Because you don't get it. You don't get it.
Okay, I'll tell you. Hi. So, the reason that we don't particularly care to be convenient to Canada Day celebrators is because this is not about convenience, it's about the actual truth about this genocide, and it's about the displacement and the murder of Indigenous people. And as long as we live on stolen land, there's no way to celebrate Canada in a justifiable way. People are being killed every day And it's not about being the most likable people, because most people here, even if we were very friendly, would still not listen to us, would still not agree. But we don't want this day to go uncontested, and that's our main point of being here. We don't want Kingston to be able to celebrate Canada Day without any alternative perspective, without any pushback from the Indigenous community and from their allies, which is us.